It all started with a letter slipped under my door on a Tuesday morning, the kind of crisp, passive-aggressive note that screams, "Oh, dear resident." It began. Porch furniture is not permitted per Section 3.2 of the Community Guidelines. Remove immediately or face fines. I stood there, coffee going cold in my hand, staring at my wicker love seat and matching coffee table. Hardly an eyesore. Mind you, they'd been on my porch for years, surviving storms and summer barbecues. And now Karen, our HOA president with a perm as tight as her grip on the rulebook, decided they were public enemy number one. I laughed it off at first. Surely, this was a mistake. I mean, who gets this worked up over a couple of chairs? But then I saw her, power walking the neighborhood with her clipboard, eyeing my porch like it was a crime scene. That's when I knew this wasn't about furniture. This was personal. Karen and I go way back, and not in a good way. When I moved into this cookie-cutter subdivision 5 years ago, I was the new guy single, mid-30s, with a knack for DIY projects and a yard that didn't scream conformity. Karen, on the other hand, was the self-appointed queen of uniformity. She'd knock on my door over the smallest things. My grass was half an inch too tall. My mailbox wasn't the approved shade of beige. My Halloween decorations were too spooky. Once, she tried to fine me for parking my truck in my own driveway because it lowered property values. I'm a contractor by trade, so I'm used to dealing with nitpickers. But Karen, she was next level. The porch furniture thing was just her latest crusade, and I'll be damned if I was going to let her win this one. The next day, I hauled my wicker set to the garage, but not because I was giving in. Oh no. I was plotting. See? I'd read the HOA rules cover to cover after her last stunt, and I noticed something: the guidelines banned porch furniture but didn't say squat about permanent fixtures. Loophole. Baby. I spent the next week sketching plans, calling in favors, and hitting up my buddy at the quarry. If Karen wanted to play hardball, I'd give her something she couldn't ignore. My idea: a full-on stone dining table 8 feet long, 3 inches thick, carved from granite, with 8 matching chairs. Permanent, immovable, and technically not furniture because it'd be cemented into the ground. I could already picture her face. And let me tell you, it fueled me. The real fun began when I started the project. I had my crew over on a Saturday, and we turned my front yard into a construction zone. The table was a beast, 500 pounds of polished granite, gleaming like it belonged in a mansion, not my modest 2-story. The chairs were no joke either, each one weighing as much as a linebacker. We dug footings, mixed concrete, and anchored that bad boy right into the porch slab. Neighbors slowed their cars to gawk, but Karen, she didn't show until we were halfway done. I was directing the crane when she stormed up, her sensible loafers clicking like a ticking bomb. "What in God's name is this?" she shrieked, waving her precious rulebook. I grinned, wiping sweat off my brow. Just improving my property value. "Karen?" You like her eyes bugged out, and she started quoting regulations. But I just pointed to the fine print. Not furniture. "Karen, it's a fixture. Checkmate." She didn't take it well. Over the next few days, she tried everything: letters, emails, even a cease and desist notice that I'm pretty sure she printed off the internet. But I was ready. I'd consulted a lawyer friend who confirmed my table was legal, and I had permits from the city to back it up. Karen's next move was a petition, claiming my monstrosity was an eyesore. She got maybe 3 signatures before people started whispering about how she was losing it. I mean, come on. The table was gorgeous, smooth as glass, with intricate carvings on the legs. I even hosted a barbecue to show it off, inviting everyone but her. The neighbors loved it, especially when I cracked open a beer and toasted to creative landscaping. The real twist came at the next HOA meeting. Karen had rallied her loyalists, ready to slap me with a fine or worse. I walked in with my lawyer friend, a stack of documents, and a surprise up my sleeve. See? While Karen was obsessing over my table, I'd been digging into the HOA's records. Turns out, she'd been skimming dues for landscaping projects that never happened, $10,000 unaccounted for over 2 years. I didn't just want to win. I wanted her gone. I stood up, presented my evidence, and watched her face go from smug to ghost white. The room erupted. By the end of the night, Karen was out as president, and my table untouched. The fallout was glorious. Karen moved out a month later. Her house sold to a young couple who thought my table was badass. The new HOA board rewrote the rules, and my granite masterpiece became the neighborhood legend. I still get folks stopping by to take pictures, especially after I spray-painted HOA Can't Stop This across the table in red letters one night, just to rub it in. It's petty. Sure. But every time I sit at that table with a cold one, I feel like I won the Super Bowl. The moral: don't mess with a guy who knows how to swing a hammer and read fine print. So, what do you think? Was I the jerk for going full nuclear on Karen? Or was she asking for it? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious where you stand. The end.